Welcome back to my channel. It is time to set up a new month. Now, I don't know about you, but for me with my ADHD, with the way that just my brain works, doing the setup is the hardest part. I don't want to do it, but I know that if I spend 30 minutes today thinking about what I want my month to look like, what tasks I have going on, all of that, if I do that work, I am going to set myself up for success for the rest of the month, for what the rest of whatever time period is that I'm looking at. Even if I don't follow the plan exactly, like if you look at my August review video, I set up this month for myself. I was really excited about my plan, and then the whole plan got thrown out the window. It is not my favorite way to spend a month. I could have probably stopped and recalibrated, but it is what it is, and now I can recalibrate moving forward for September. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my journal and create a new monthly plan. Now, in my own personal page, this doesn't automatically load with a cover or an icon. If you end up getting my ADHD Life OS, it does include an automatic cover. You can change it. I will show you how to do that here. September is kind of a month of business. But those are, yeah, we'll do a let's get down to business. Anyway, it's important to defeat the Huns. So for this, I do want to think of something like autumn. Now that September is starting, it's my birthday month, which is always exciting. This looks beautiful. Although purple is really more my color. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, we'll do this. So I'm going to reposition this a little bit. Maybe. There we go. Good enough. So that's just really creating the monthly plan. And then I have this template for myself, and it's also in my ADHD Life OS. I have 4 questions that I ask myself when the month starts, and then I can look at my tasks by their area and their project. I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions, and then I'll come back and record and just kind of walk through what I did so that you don't have to sit here and watch me type. Okay, I got a little bit rambly, which I often do when I'm journaling for myself, trying to figure out what I need. But I worked through my questions and figured out really what I want to do. When I talk about focusing my energy, this question for me is always a matter of getting down everything. It's really less where I want to focus my energy and more what's on my mind. Maybe I should reword it, but I think about all of the things that are important to me. In this case, I've got 2 paid projects for clients that are definitely top priority. And my third priority after that is really getting this novel writing companion template and Notion made. That is important to me. I think it's going to be really useful for new writers and experienced writers alike. I'm trying to really build in this whole tutorial for how to write a novel in addition to just being a database, which hopefully people will find as useful as I have found it to be while making it. I'm also looking at some upcoming deadlines for submitting my musical for consideration for various things, for workshopping it, for getting a staged reading, for, various competition-y type things as I'm trying to navigate the world of how to get a musical produced. But right now I have a finished act with 2 scenes that I know I need to change, and I need to start making demos, which means I also need to do a home recording course. So there's all this backtracking that happens. It's like, okay, if this is the end goal, I need to do this, but I can't do this until I do that. All of that blocked by kinds of things go into that. So really I want to take the home studio course, start figuring out how to record demos, rewrite the scenes that need rewritten, really think through how I want my act 2 to go. In theory, it's not a lot of words. It should be 10 to 15,000 words of writing, but when you're writing a musical, it goes a lot slower as you're trying to figure out where the songs go, what the song's hook should be, how everything plays out. It's slow, but that's okay. Then I think about what obstacles I will have. This is important for me to do things in this order where I kind of brain dump everything that's on my mind and then think, okay, but what's going to stop me from doing this? And in September, it's my birthday month and I have a trip planned. So in a lot of ways, my month is 6 days shorter than it should be. I've got 24 days in September, productivity speaking. I will probably do some work when I'm gone. I tend to, especially when I'm really feeling aligned with my work, when I enjoy it. But I don't want to have to work. That's really important to me, that any work that I do while I'm gone is because I want to, not because I'm behind and I feel like I have to make somebody happy. I'm also still kind of adjusting to a new schedule with my kids in school. My days start earlier and end earlier than they used to, but I think it's going to be a change for the good, except that I now have classes for one or both kids every weekend day, so I don't really get those restorative, like, lay back and do nothing days that I wish I could have. So then I go and I think about bare minimum win and a rockstar month. And in a bare minimum month, all I have to do is finish my developmental edit. That is the only thing that I think I have to do in September. It needs to be done. My deadline's halfway through the month. If I haven't finished 2 weeks after that, that's a problem. I am rambling a little bit in this thing here about how ever since I started doing these monthly plans, I've had a rockstar month or a nearly rockstar month every month, and that's getting scary. I probably shouldn't be scared of it, but I've often found that, like, if my energy levels keep going and keep staying high, like, I'm worried there's a crash coming. But there is a chance that I've actually found a pace that works for me. I'm really hoping so, because I would love to have another rockstar month. Like, who wouldn't, right? I want to finish the first edit, the second edit be almost done with, rewrite the scenes in my musical I need to, do some more schoolwork that I need to do. I tend to get distracted and publish articles on Medium almost on a whim. I will write down like which ones matter to me, but then I end up working on them on a day when I'm like, I actually have something to say about this topic. I'm going to write it now. I also started a newsletter. I will include a link to that in the description, and you can subscribe. It's free, just about what's going on my Etsy shop with Notion, with all of the different things that I've been busy doing. And of course, I'm going to enjoy my vacation. And if I'm a rock star, I'm going to come in under budget. That would be amazing. Anyway, I need to go ahead and take a break, and then we will come back and I will look at the tasks that I have. But first, I have to actually create those. And since I just made a new system where I need to create medium-sized projects that fit into the bigger size areas, and then before I start adding tasks, I'm going to do that off screen because it's going to be kind of tedious. Hello, it is the next day. I am back. I kind of decided to change everything about my monthly planning template so that I could plan a little bit more efficiently. When I go to make a 2025 version of my ADHD Life OS, I'm going to be making these updates to that as well. What I did was I came in and I pulled a view of all of the projects that have a deadline in September. These then have tasks next to them that I can then include here. And then I added under my tasks to assign. This I think is going to be really, really useful for me as I go through. I can just add dates to anything that doesn't have a date yet. I said September 3rd for the last chapter. I kind of want to be doing probably honestly like 5 chapters a day. So let's see what happens if we do 5 chapters here. And then that gives me 3 days to finish my edit letter, which is fantastic. It's between September 1st and 30th. Now I can quickly take a look. Like this. Make sure I didn't assign myself too much to do on any given day. I'm pretty okay with how this looks. I will probably come back and add some projects that aren't due in September, but have tasks I should probably do in September to this. I also am going to need a lot more tasks associated with these writing companions, but I feel like those tasks will become more clear as I start to do the work, and what matters the most to me is this one. So I feel like that is the end of my setup now. Got my projects, which really is a lot of projects. So for here, I can go in and say always ends up, one of the things I don't like about doing this is it's going to look for anything that sounds even remotely the same before it lets you create a new one. You have to go all the way to the bottom for that. Now, most likely, those are going to be on here now. And I had the date of September 6th for that one. And notice that it automatically adds the areas. I've got a automation set up for that. So we're going to put this in here for the end of next week. And now I have no more tasks to assign, so I'm going to move that to the end. There we go. That is my setup for September. Hopefully it will work for me and we can figure out everything else that needs to happen as the month goes on. And I will check in with this particular thing at the end of the month.